Do you guys feel that pleasant October breeze? It can only mean it's zombie time. Anyway, this is the flagship for the Zombie Strike Revenge line. This is the Zombie Strike Revenge Zombinator. I honestly think that aesthetically, this one is just as cool as the Contaminator was. However, this is a little more expensive, has a slightly higher capacity, yet a lower range, so they kind of complement one another. This dude seems excited to have his Zombie Strike Revenge blaster. This dude seems delightfully, sadistically gleeful about it even. So I think this has a pump down here that does nothing, so it's interesting that he's holding it this way, and I'm pretty sure that this is going to fire full-on pool noodle style, but I have no idea how exactly it's gonna work. Okay, so this is the pump. I thought that for a minute that it would have a stroke up here, but there are 3 barrels in the front of this one and a targeting reticle, which is also pretty cool. And then the stock is the entirety of the blaster's reservoir here, which is why it has so much space. Now, we have pump to fire down here and then 3 stream soakage, so I think it's gonna fire all 3 at once, which would explain the loss of range. Now, the same thing, we thought that the fight against the zombs was over, but now they're fighting back. And then we have those creepy water-covered zombie hands as they have chosen to fight back using aquatic powers. So, aesthetically, we'll go ahead and crack this guy out, but it looks just as good as the Contaminator, in my opinion. Gonna use a zombie tool to relinquish a zombie blaster, and then we're gonna actually hide it in this cardboard so it does not get wet. But this is still very small. The handle on this one is actually supremely uncomfortable. I think it's really interesting that they've gone with that funky cloth wrap, and here they're trying to do a paracord grip. I don't know what the logic is in that children can only figure out how to tie dirty dirty rags onto their handles for a more comfortable grip, yet zombies can master a full paracord weave up and down. That's just a little amusing to me, but this is very compact. It's honestly about the same size as the Contaminator. However, it costs a little bit more, I believe, or it did at the Toys R Us where I purchased it, and it comes with the scope. The scope is non-detachable, which is kind of a shame, just because it looks so cool with like the clamp down metallic zip ties. They have a name. I think that we call them collars. I'm not 100% positive. The aperture here is bigger, which is going to make it easier to load this quickly. Let's go ahead, let Castle Dracula do the work. Tilt it down maybe. And full. That was fast. So snap that down. We have a compass for the top here, which is just absolutely wild. The other one had a hazard logo, which I thought was pretty cool. We're already out, so let's go ahead and prime it. Again, no trigger, so this is going to fire 3 streams, whee, all at once. We're gonna go ahead and fire into our blaster board. Now we're gonna get closer because with a range like this, you know, we're gonna need that, sort of. And it's definitely not shooting anywhere near as hard, but it is shooting, I think, maybe not more water, but it's giving you a better spread, and you can clearly see that with how it's impacting the blaster board target here. One thing that I really like about the blaster boards is that, stuttering aside, they work equally well with the Super Soakers as they do the Nerf blasters, and I just really dig that about them. But it wouldn't be a Zombie Strike video if we didn't come over here and take out Steven. So Steven is our zomb target, and he also is very capable of getting wet, so we can pop out his knees, that awkwardly placed shot, shoulder shot, and then just some good chest blast. But he always bounces back, and that's what I really like about Steven. Isn't that right, Steven? And he doesn't seem to mind getting soaked by the anti-human blaster. Deco on this is good. Again, we've got the corrosion. On the other one, it's kind of like an inverted thing. The other one is mostly blue with like a green fade on the top. This is, of course, green with like a pseudo-purple mist coming off the top, and that's kind of gnarly. It's almost like backsplash from all the damage that the zombies have been doing, but it's also very corrosive and fits in with the theme. Now, this has the corrosion just on this part of the blaster, and it does not extend into the tank, whereas the other one was corroded all over. But lots of capacity here. You can see that the other one ran out well into this point in the video, but I think I've gotten at least 30 shots out of this. or I'm going to get at least 30 shots out of it, because again, it's just not shooting as hard, it's not putting as much out, like, but while it's not super duper comfortable just because it's more of like an out here rifle than an actual shouldered rifle, it is a high capacity for Super Soaker, at least these days. I mean, nothing goes back to like the 90s, early 2000s when Super Soakers were just next levels of capacity, CPS, tons of pressure, tons of power. Like this is, I don't know, it is what it is. It's got a grip up here, but you can't actually ever use this grip unless you wanted to do something really funky like this. But it's cool. The scope is neat. It's definitely a take on like a Zombie Strike version of that modulus scope that we had a while back, particularly with the triple sights up here. That's what it reminds me of. The leakage on this is not great, but is what it is. This is really, really cool. Again, if you guys think that it would be neat to see a video where zombies with the Zombie Strike Revenge blasters fought humans with the Zombie Strike Nerf blasters, let me know in the comment section below. I'll probably write up like some sort of goofy script and try and make that happen for you guys, because I think that it would be an absolute ton of fun. But as always, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed these reviews. I haven't seen anybody else touch the Zombie Strike Revenge blasters, and again, I think that's because their release was very strange in the States and Singapore and like the usual suspects. So that is just my take on them. Let me know what you think. I think that they look really good, perform pretty mediocre, and there's definitely a space for them in terms of like how funky they are. But like I said, thank you very much for watching, and as always, much love. Nerf on, Drac out.